Yo, what is going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday night. Caption this with Bruce and Bob. What's happening, boys? What's happening, people? You have your livestock medicine yet? It's the only way to cure the Rona is to get the livestock medicine. Horse dewormer.
Sheep paste.
Ivermectin. That's right. It's good enough for Joe Rogan. It's good enough for you.
How did we get here?
Because people are dumb fucks.
I just mean, like, growing up, I don't remember a time that we were this dumb.
Oh, God.
This stupid. I mean, there were always stupid people, around, but at least the greater society at large, was the media and all that. You were like, okay, at least they have the semblance that this is under control of some sort. And now it's just like, it's a circus, man.
No, I'm going to go against what I said last week. Last week and the week before, I was telling Bruce that the best way to win arguments is to avoid them. And I want to do just that because ultimately that is the healthiest way to go. Because usually when you argue with somebody, you back them into the corner and they believe any dumb shit that rattled out of their brain. I posted a meme that Bruce posted. And in the effort to look fresh, I just copied and pasted it. And you do the same thing with some of my memes, and that's fine. That's fine. But we know.
It's because of the sharing. It depends on what your settings are, if other people can see it or not.
Right. Well, anyway.
So I don't just share stuff from your page because I don't know what your privacy settings.
Right.
Like all my stuff is public.
Right.
If you share mine, it can be seen anywhere.
Now,
some people have their profiles on lockdown. You ever see somebody share something and it'll say, this, you can't see this content. It's not available to you, or whatever.
Okay. So here's the thing. As a joke, to
avoid that, I just
I posted
copy and paste.
I literally posted a meme about ivermectin. All right. This was a throwaway one. This was, hey, 85% of the men who take ivermectin get sterilized. Now this was
okay, but listen to this though. Okay. Here's what he says in his comment. Here's where he's kind of full of shit. He said they won a Pulitzer Nobel Prize in 2015. Don't think that would happen if it sterilized everyone. Well, first of all, it's an animal drug.
Yeah.
People weren't taking it. It was developed as an animal drug.
Okay.
So to be like, oh, it didn't sterilize everybody is like because he didn't take it. And I did look it up before I posted it. And it does say that it affects men's sterility.
All right. Now,
in a test they did.
So
I mean, it's a fucking horse. It's horse paste, for Christ's sake.
All right, so
how much research you think they've done on it? How many idiots are going to eat this?
The comic responds, and he's one that we're not familiar with. The problem isn't anything when you're dealing with social media is what, we all have it. Oh, you want to be in the network of other people doing what you're doing, so you just friend everybody. And that's dangerous sometimes because you don't know who some people are. And some people I'd rather not associate with.
No, you know what's funny about that is this. Have you noticed that guy, who knows how long he's been following you, right? He hasn't commented on anything. It's the things that trigger these people.
Yeah.
That I find interesting because there's a guy on my Instagram, same thing. I post 100 posts, funny memes and shit. He doesn't say one thing. I post one thing with an opinion about something or stating a fact or whatever. And he jumps on immediately and starts a big fucking, oh, you don't know what you're... Like, well, you just ignored my other fucking, 100 posts.
So this guy, do I want to put his name out there? I don't want to because that's no. So this guy is one of these shit-kicking hillbillies from Utah, and you know the kind. He looks like he's got the cowboy boots and
Mormon?
Right? And what does he do?
He's Mormon?
I don't know, but he posts a video of a scientist who's dressed up and also cowboy boots over his jeans. Like he found the one guy with a doctorate in Utah, and the one guy in Utah with a doctorate of sticking gloves up, putting gloves on and sticking his hands up a horse's ass. And this guy's saying, "This is what the scientist." He goes, "Well, I am an immunologist. This it is, and I'm signed up." And he gives all his little credentials, and then he goes, "This is just a vaccine that's supposed to replicate the protein and just stay in the deltoid, which is your arm, the muscles right there in your arm, but it goes to all parts of the body, and then it makes you sick. It gives you the virus. It's a fucking vaccine, you dumb fuck. That's what a vaccine does. Makes you sick. So then your body will create antibodies for it, will create white blood cells, and will be adapt to it. And the fact that you said that the vaccine makes you sick told me all I need to know, that you're a fucking moron, and you should go back to shoving your arms up horses' asses. The fact that anybody,
I'm sure he has all those degrees, he says, but
yeah,
we
you started off bad out of the gate. You started off bad out of the gate. And the other thing is,
you the cowboy boots.
Well, it doesn't. Well, here's the thing, and that's also what told me all I need to know about this guy was.
You're not trying to curse so much.
You know what, Mark is. I've known Mark for.
He said, "Fuck that."
First of all, Mark has known me since 1992, 93, around there. Mark is one of my oldest friends.
Good long time.
Great guy, very, very, very successful. Working hard, beautiful family, good. Everything about him is the way you want things to be. I will say this: he knows goddamn fucking well that I was raised by a fucking obnoxious Sicilian woman.
Did she curse you?
Oh, of course she fucking did. First of all, let me put this into perspective right now. When you go to a wedding, you want to look like you are happy and jovial. My mother wore to a wedding a black funeral dress. Only in my mother's Sicilian cracked world would you wear a fucking black funeral dress to a wedding. Amber, thank you. My aunt, white dress, wedding. My grandmother, blue.
Goddamn right.
Something
Amber.
borrowed, saying blue. Fucking my mother.
You know this.
My mother is going, oh my God, a fucking wedding. They're going to be divorced in 3 years. No, of course she didn't say that. She didn't say that. I wonder how much they spent on this fucking thing. They're going to be fucking paying this off forever.
That's why you're the way you are.
Yes.
You can't just enjoy the fucking occasion. No, you're like, what the fuck? Oh, it's my cousin Fortune. Oh God, I'm stressing out just thinking about it. Like,
now. Fuck yes, Amber. And Mark, yeah. No, I know he's totally the king. But yeah, I don't remember. I'll tell you this, Mark. I don't remember trying not to curse. I don't remember. I was fucking 13, 14 years old, whatever I was, I don't remember that. What I remember is me and Mark have a mutual friend named Kevin Fennell. That was the three of us. It was me, Mark, and my friend Kevin. And maybe I shouldn't put his full name out there, but if you want to invest your money, go invest money with Kevin. Look him up. He's good. And he's going, oh boy.
Where he's like, he's got a business, and I wouldn't want to help his business by putting his name out there.
Why not? No, I already fucked up. I already fucked up by saying it. Now, Kevin's another good guy. Kevin. Oh yeah, I know you haven't spoken. You should. Kevin looks exactly the same, except he has black hair now. His hair went back a little bit. Hairline went back a little bit. It's black instead of blonde. And he's married to his high school sweetheart. But Kevin used to repeat. We used to recite all the lines from Casino.
Why Casino?
Josh Kuppick.
So many other movies.
Holy shit, Josh Kuppick. And me and Kevin used to go,
oh my God. This is like fucking Rob's class reunion
today. Yeah.
No one cares about this.
No, so we used to go like this. We used to sit there and we used to go like this. You stinking Jew. You stinking Jew, motherfucker.
Rob will go through his third grade classmates.
No. We would do the lines from Casino and it always be Joe Pesci lines because Joe Pesci had the funniest.
Of course, Joe Pesci always has the best lines.
No, Joe Pesci had the best lines, and he would go, you stinking Jew. When did you ever invite me out here? When did I ever ask you for permission? You listen to me, you stinking Jew motherfucker. You better never go over my head behind my back again, you motherfucker. The only reason you exist out here is because of me. Every fucking little dime bag would be taking a shit out of your punk fucking ass. You've been fucking warned. And so he's fucking guy would call me, hey, you stinking. And nothing against Jews or anything. It's just Joe Pesci. And Joe Pesci had the best lines in Casino and Goodfellas.
No, yeah, that's just it. Pesci always has the best lines.
The best, and he had the best lines. Like when he was doing the
clown thing. That's what you remember from
Goodfellas. No, yeah, I know, but I think what am I, clown?
Yeah.
No.
But I'm saying like that scene is the one you remember first.
No, what am I? No. He knows what he said.
Says Goodfellas.
He knows what he said.
When he's like,
yeah, he knows what he said. No. He knows what he said. He's a big boy. What'd you say? Right. No, you know how you tell a joke. No, I don't know. I don't know. You're the one who said it. How am I funny? What the fuck is so funny about me? What am I, a clown? What am I here to amuse you?
Right.
Hey, Nick. Get the fuck out of here, Tom. Hey, you stuttering prick, you. Is he shaking? I don't know. Henry, you got to fold under pressure. That's the best shit. That's Joe Pesci. And it was a line, and it was a cutaway in Family Guy. They were like, this was a tough guy in the 90s. And then fucking Peter Griffin lifts up Joe Pesci over his head like a little toy doll. But that was it. Joe Pesci.
There were gangsters that were little, though.
Well, no. Now, here's the thing.
No, in real life, there's a lot of little
Anthony
gangsters.
Spilotro.
They weren't very tall.
Anthony Spilotro, who plays Nicky, he plays,
crazy.
Nicky Santoro. Because in Goodfellas, he's Tommy Two Guns Tommy. Two Guns Tommy is 6'2" with a mustache, and Joe Pesci looked nothing like him. But in Goodfellas, Anthony Spilotro was exactly. Oh, yeah. When he goes, I wanted a fucking tuna fish sandwich.
They're always fucking the drive-thru.
My favorite Joe Pesci line, though, is the super. When he goes, oh, you cold, why don't you burn your fucking kid? That was the best. If you want, and it wasn't his biggest movie.
My cousin Vinny, like, what's a grit?
Yeah.
The two Utes.
The two.
What? The two Utes.
What's a Ute? The two youths.
Right.
Are you trying to make fun of me? So my freaking suit that I know you don't like,
right.
I decided not to wear. My other suit got messed up in the mud. So instead, I bought this ridiculous outfit for you.
Yeah.
I don't like your attitude.
That's an underrated movie. It's
no. That movie's not underrated.
It's still funny now. That still holds up.
The movie that is underrated is a super, where the super is Joe Pesci is rich, and he's fucking he's basically Donald Trump. He's fucking everybody over, and the court forces him to live in one of his shitty buildings. And he comes in with a red Corvette. And by the end of like the first 10 minutes, it's on cement blocks. The doors are missing.
Right.
And at the end of the movie, they find some fucking black gangbanger, and they go, "We got your car back." And they throw him the keys, and it was a gangbanger's car, and he drives off with it. Guy's chasing him down the street, and that's how the movie ends. But the best line he has from that is, black woman comes up to him in like 3 layers of clothing, and she goes, "I'm cold, you motherfucker." He goes, "You're cold? Why don't you burn one of your fucking kids?" It's the fucking best line in any movie. I laugh my ass off every time.
I have to watch it.
Oh, yeah. My biological clock is fucking ticking. I want a baby. Okay, so a Buick Skylark has posi traction. The other one does.
Yeah.
So one wheel spins, the other one does. And if you're stuck in the mud in Georgia, that means the one wheel spins, nothing fucking happens, okay?
Right.
So this one is even fucking tires, posi traction. The other one looks very much the same, has green metallic mint paint.
Yeah, Heads in Duffel Bag's good too. That's a good one.
Oh my God. He is the best. So now when he's doing this.
That's the thing is he can do comedy really good.
Yeah, but even when that was the thing. When he was doing, that was the difference between the gangster movies,
and comedy.
But he was funny at the same time. He's killing somebody, and he's funny as fuck.
Right, but that's what I mean.
It goes, hey, wait a minute. You fucking make me pop your fucking eye out of your fucking skull for Charlie M. You gonna protect that motherfucker? You stupid motherfucker. I love it. And it's just funny as hell. You know, everything he says. Oh, Jesus. I fucked up real good this time with this fucking broad, man. I fucked up real good this time. Yeah. Everything he said. Everything. So you're fucking the Jew broad.
No, it's a great actor.
Oh my! But that was it. And when he was being serious, he was being funny. You know, when he's being serious, he was
great. Fucking. He's entertaining.
You know, I'll be honest. I've never seen The Irishman.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it.
You should watch it.
And you know why I didn't watch it?
Pesci doesn't play. Pesci plays a low-key guy.
Yes, and that's one reason. But you know why I didn't watch it? Because John Gilligan and Ralph Tittel told me it was shit. John Gilligan's like, yeah, fucking Rob, you don't want to watch this shit. It's fucking garbage, man. They didn't do a good job.
That was all right.
And then John Gilligan's like, nah, Rob, you don't want to watch that. They fucked it up. It doesn't look good. I'm just saying, Bruce, it's not fucking good. They didn't do a good job, Bruce. I'm just saying they didn't do a good job.
I don't.
And then it tells like, yeah, he's fucking Gilligan's right, man. That shit is fucked up, man. It was, I mean, it was funny. I mean, it was unlike the other movies Scorsese does. But you know. By the way, how good is my Ralph Titella and my John Gilligan?
I don't know. It's all right.
It's all right.
I haven't seen Gilligan in so long.
I know.
I remember. Like, I can't remember the last time I even spoke to him.
All right, so I was going to put this comic on blast. Now I feel better about myself. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to have a fucking protracted battle with this fucking mouth breather. I don't want to do it. He's a fuck.
It's not worth it.
Now, here's the thing.
What, are you still going at it?
No, I was about to.
I'm like,
yeah, I was right. Here's what I'm going to say about this. And I'm going to take
I've learned about that. Like that.
Yes, it's not worth it.
Internet fighting and
it's worthless. And I burned.
I just let them say whatever they're going to say, and I go, oh yeah, whatever. Thanks for your fucking patented.
And there was only one person left. Yeah, I know. Look,
and I move about.
And and here's the thing with these shit kickers. And I say this, and I'm going to say this right now. There's a lot of people that are pissed off at me that are conservative, that I've been friends with for years, and I've pissed you off, and I'm sorry. But you have to understand where I'm coming from. I come not from the Northwest, and I think there's a significant difference from some kid from Berkeley bitching that some comedian came to his college campus and said some rude shit. You know what? I'm not with that. I'm not with that level of PC bullshit.
Well, you know what? I got into it with this guy on Twitter. He caused a bunch of shit, and he's getting all kinds of fucking articles written about him because he claims that it's jokes, it's comedy, but it's not comedy what he's doing. He's like, you know who doesn't know who they're pregnant with? Or if you know who doesn't know who they're pregnant by 6 weeks? Whores, you know. And then he's like, this is a joke, you know. You're like, this isn't a joke. Like, this is your opinion, like, which is fine. But don't try to veil it as comedy and then act like people are canceling you.
No.
Like they're canceling you because these jokes aren't funny. You know, like
no. But you know what? Now here's
if you were funny, you know, you could probably get away with saying this stuff.
And I told a joke like that at Noreen's.
But you're not funny.
And
so you just sound like an asshole.
Well, right. And the person following me, I made a joke about a hooker. And the comedian following me was a headliner, which, I hated that. First of all, I hated that right out of the gate because I'm like, here I am a schmuck, you know, in the opening. And you put a fucking headliner doing 15. And she tore me a new asshole. You know, she's like, oh, well, you know what? You have a problem with hookers. I think your first problem is that you had to go to one. Oh. And I'm like, oh, my God. I have to get jokes from the fucking most woke dyke.
That's my point, Julian. He's not a comedian. He says he's a comedian, but it's like, well, where's the fucking joke?
All right.
You know, you're not funny.
No,
that's
but
the
here's
main
the thing.
point.
But Bruce,
number one,
here's my
funny.
But wait a minute. You said that. I chuckled in my head on that one. Because there was a truth in that, and that is the humor. The truth is, if you're some whore, some hooker, God knows what, you're doing horrible I don't even want to say horrible shit. If you're fucking loose, God, you don't know. You don't know. And this is my ultimate response. And I want to get off on a tangent. My ultimate response is, you don't know in 6 weeks if you're pregnant. Most times you don't. Now you find out, shit, I'm pregnant. I might not have money. I might not have the interest in having a kid. I just found out, and I don't want to put his name out there, and I won't. I just found out that one of my best friends who has a 6-year-old, his wife and him are going through a rocky marriage, and she looked at him and said, I wish we had never had a kid. Now, in the back of that woman's mind, at one point ever in her life, she did not want that girl. And that girl's going to grow up, and one way or another, down the road, it's going to come out. And I was adopted. God bless it. I was blessed to be adopted by a loving family. As much as I complain about my mother.
So what? What do you think? You think that they had it, or she wanted to have an abortion and he talked her out of it?
No. I think no. She had regrets because now she's in a marriage where she doesn't want to be with the guy, and she could have been free to just run free from him, and that would have been it. But now they have a kid, and that anchors her.
Right.
And now she is forced to have a relationship with this guy that she's not in love with anymore. And she's forced to have an interaction with him for the rest of her life. And she's trying to get out of it. And that's why she's now resenting the kid. So she's using.
But see, that's wrong.
Well, that's my point.
You just leave the dude.
Right. Well, yes. But now she wants to have the kid for the sake of it. Anyways, Julia's saying it. I knew I was pregnant 8 to 10 weeks along. What you're telling people is, okay, I don't, and here's the thing.
My entire point is, it wasn't a joke. He's just being a dick.
No, but
And then acting like that's funny, and then we're assholes for not laughing.
But
at
wait
him
a
being
minute.
fun,
I
being a dick.
thought that was funny.
Well,
enough.
you would. You
But
would.
But you have to understand something. I have a way different perspective.
That's so
Wait, but
so
Bruce,
clever.
Yeah,
Such
no,
a clever
it is.
take.
And I'll tell you why.
No, it's not.
I'll tell
It's
you-
the easiest low-hanging fruit
Right,
there is. to
right, yeah, but
grab.
Bruce, Bruce, who are your biological parents? Have you met them?
Yes.
Okay, I haven't. I don't know who my biological mother is. I don't know who my biological father is. So for me, even though
nothing to do with calling all women
oh
whores.
no. What no. I want to no. Yes, it's a low hanging fruit.
Yes.
That's a low hanging fruit. But I find that there is even a shred of truth. I have a dark sense of humor.
So do I.
No, Bruce, wait. So what I'm saying is for me, Bruce, I would chuckle at that because I go, well, shit, if you're loose and this is how you behave and you treat life like a turnstile, you're kind of fucked now if you live in Texas. Now, I have a dark sense of humor, and that's me. Now, would I have said that joke myself? I said something in the same vein a long time ago, and I got a new asshole torn by, and I'm saying it, a woke ass liberal lesbian, the most, comes out and tears me a new asshole. And from that point on, I realized not to do it.
No, but it's not that you can't do it. It's that you're going to do it. Be clever about it at least.
What would
is this like some like I said, low hanging fruit, like the women are whores.
But it's not.
That's not fucking funny.
Well, nobody said all
There's
women.
nothing funny about it.
No one said all women are whores. The guy said if you are one.
No, but there's also lots of women that have medical conditions and things that wouldn't know
I
this.
know, but Bruce,
so you can't just lump them all together.
No one was. No one was. That's the thing. And this is why the guy says that's a joke, because that's the response where it's like, holy shit, you took that low hanging fruit and you made it bigger than it had to be. If it wasn't funny, this is what I do. I go, and that's it. You move on. I don't need an explanation from the other end, and I don't need a guy backpedaling and trying to explain the joke because it's annoying on both ends. I get what the clinical response will be. And that's the thing. And that's it. And Rob, I only had one full term. I was 14 years old. I gave up my son for adoption. I didn't believe in it. He was my. And this is the thing, Julia.
See the last line.
Well, yeah, I understand. Oh, you vague.
Exactly.
But that's the point I'm saying was, yes, something was a low-hanging joke, and if it's bad, I just go, that's it. I don't need to give the fucking thing, because, again, I have a pain of my own where I don't know what the nature of my own birth was. It's painful to me. And sometimes my fucking remedy for that is a dark humor where I could go, fuck, I don't know. Was I a rape baby? I don't know. What was the back? I don't fucking know. So sometimes, even though it's fucking morbid, I default to that and it's bad. And I have my own issues. But I also don't like to, here's a bad joke. I take a bad joke and I go, that was bad. But I don't need to fucking shame the other person on the end and told it. I just don't laugh. If it's not funny.
It was more of a cumulative effect of this guy just never, like, he's just shooting out this shit all day. And then after you see so many of them, you're just like, okay, I have to respond.
Amber, I agree with Amber.
And
That's my vein, is if it's a bad one or if it's a groaner, I'm either going to chuckle. I said, I don't want to fucking get into everyone's individual thing and now have to explain it, because if we're explaining every
my problem was, like I said, it's like, just call it what it is, dude. It's your opinion. It's not comedy. It's not jokes.
I chuckled at it because of the dark humor of it. And that's the thing. If it's not funny, don't laugh. But the point where anyone feels that they have to explain themselves away, then don't even bother doing any comedy, because you're going to offend somebody. No matter what you do, you're going to offend somebody. And then why bother?
No, the guy's like intentionally trying to offend everybody and then crying when he gets canceled. From
look,
if he's excluded from something.
Well, hold on,
because he's being an asshole.
Wait a minute. Yeah, but wait.
Like, well, the point is, you're not funny.
Well,
if you was funny,
but Bruce,
you wouldn't get canceled.
Well, wait a minute, Bruce. That's the point, though. If he's not funny and no one wants to book him, then you go, oh shit, this is.
I should have known that you would defend this fucking prick.
Because it's common sense. If it's not funny, by default, the guy's got to.
I didn't tell him to stop. I just said he's my fucking opinion.
Right.
You suck.
Right.
Like, get better.
Well, wait a
Write
minute.
better jokes.
Well, wait a
Be
minute.
funny.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Comedians try to be
Well,
funny.
wait a minute.
What you're doing right now is being provocateur or political commentator or whatever, and call it what it is. But to stop trying to hide behind it.
No. What I'm saying is, I immediately, and even Amber said, I looked at that and found it funny. He goes, "Oh man, Horace got a problem," and that's it. If you don't like it, and this guy's not funny, and people don't want to book him, he'll either learn or he'll just go down in flames, and let him. But the fact that then he's got to go on the defensive, you backed him into the corner. We talked about this 2 weeks ago.
Stop talking to me.
Good. Well, that's the point, dude. Why burn a bridge with somebody?
Because he's not a bridge.
But
he's a fucking jerk off.
It doesn't.
I would never want to be around in the first place.
I would. But this is what I just said. Look, this other comedian on here who immediately had to respond.
I didn't say his name.
No, I know. But this other comedian on there that was on my page and he responded with his ivermectin is the greatest shit ever bullshit. Right? I could have sat there and gone off on him until
you weren't going to.
And I stopped
doing this.
I stopped myself.
You'd be doing it right now.
I stopped myself because that's the better choice.
Because we're doing this show.
Because I had no.
You were about to do it while
and
we
I
were doing
stopped.
this show.
And I stopped because it's the better alternative, Bruce. That's what I want you to gather from me.
That's how bad the fucking urge is to do it.
I know, and that's the
you
same.
Want to tell him, fuck
but
off.
I don't want to sit there. I don't want to dissect some guy's idea of comedy. I'm not going to do. If it's not funny, I don't laugh. There's a lot of guys right now getting 5 minutes on book shows who are not funny. We know who they are. Right. And I look at them and I go, you know what? I have two things going on in my head. One, I go, they're not funny. Then you know who the second person who pops into my head is? You going, why aren't you going to more places?
Yeah.
And I think to myself, you know what? I'm funnier than a lot of these people.
Right.
And I go,
you're not fucking putting the work.
Right. But what I'm saying is I'm not going to, if a guy says a groaner of a joke, that's all it needs to be. Once I have
if we were in a mic or something, you never see me do that. I've never gone up to
you
somebody
haven't.
and been like, "Oh man,
no."
that's
Did this guy do this at a
No, it was on Twitter.
Oh well, God, come on.
So he's just on Twitter spewing out this garbage all day. And he's calling himself a comedian.
Bruce. That's
and then
your
he's
first
crying
mistake.
because he's crying because he got canceled. He had a show on the Food Network, and he said something, and he got canceled from the show.
Wait a minute,
and then.
All right, hold on.
So the other day he started some shit about abortion, and he still has his Food Network credit on his Twitter page. First of all, and this is years ago that the show was off the air.
All right.
Now listen. So people thought that he was at the Food Network still, so they started bombarding the Food Network.
All right. Now you give me. Hold on.
The Food Network had to put out a statement.
Let me interject. Hold on.
We fired him a long time ago.
Hold on. Let me interject. Wait a minute. Let me interject. If this is where I will draw the line, and I will where I agree with you. And Kareem, and I'll address this. If you are not a comedian, or you're like if you're and you know who used to do this, and here's the line, and I know Kareem doesn't like him. Bill Maher is a comedian by trade who got wrapped up in politics.
Right.
And the excuse for Bill Maher, if you're going to have one, is he will put a conservative, a liberal, he'll put anybody on there to debate a point. And Bill has his opinion on religion. He has his opinion on Islam is the way they treat women is horrible. And he will say to your face, that's not Islamic. That's not being an Islamophobe. The way they treat women is horrible. And why would you defend that part of the religion?
Right.
And he also says, I don't believe in religion anywhere. I think it's used to objectify people and cause war. That's what he says. That's his belief. He moves on.
Right.
Now, on the other hand, Rush Limbaugh was purporting himself to be a journalist and a purveyor of news. And he would go, oh, the Chinese and China going ching, ching, chong, ching, ching, chong. That was the difference where you're putting yourself out there as a cook. You're putting yourself out there as a news broadcaster, and you say racist shit for shock value. That's different. And by the way, when Bill Maher said, I wouldn't work in the field, I'm a house nigger, that was fucking awful. And that's not humor. And as soon as he said it, as soon as Bill Maher said it, he went, oh, and he slowed down. Like you could see a look on his face. Time slowed down for him the second after he said it. He knew it was bad. He knew he went too far.
I still don't know why you would even.
But my thing is, no, I'll tell you why. Because it was a dark, quick chuckle moment, and I went, ooh, and Amber said it. That's
a dumb
exact
thing to say.
But here's the problem. If you're trying to be a Food Network chef and you think, oh man, I'm going to be funny and I'm going to be like Guy Fieri, a bit edgier.
No, I think he got fired for saying
whatever. It doesn't matter.
He said the N-word or something.
Fine, but that's not appropriate on the show. That's not the venue for that. And if you're trying to transition from, you think that you were this edgy food guy and you got kicked off, so now you're going to be Adam Carolla. No, that's not good. I totally get that. I get there. I didn't understand. I understand the context now.
You're trashing the name of what a comedian is by trying to hide behind comedy.
Right.
But you're not doing comedy.
But wait a minute. There was you left out a layer to the onion, which was you left out the layer to the onion, which was this guy wasn't a comedian to begin with, so he failed in his main field, and then he tried to fall back.
I think he was a comic. He was one of them comic actor dudes, probably. That he's an actor who's going to mics and doing stand up because he thinks that's going to get him on TV. This is
the problem.
And it did get him on TV. He got a job at the Food Network or whatever.
He was probably the warm-up
guy. And then he
got
fired from that for fucking because not being able to not say stupid shit. And instead of realizing what he had done to himself, now he's just on Twitter all day yelling and screaming, saying even more stupid shit.
And yes, Adam Carolla is a snowflake,
ruining his future probably career that he could ever even, could recover from.
But right now, here's my thing. If you're just doing, shock value lines, but again, if I were in the audience, I would have went, oh, and that's would have been the end of it. I would not have sat there and laughed. I would have rolled on the floor. I wouldn't have high-fived the guy. I would have went, oh, and that's it. Because to me, and once I have to start dissecting and analyzing it, there's such an
open mic joke.
It's such a thing called analysis paralysis, where you spend your whole life dissecting everything, and I'm guilty of it more than anyone. And we got to stop doing that. If something isn't funny, I don't need to go on Twitter and tell the guy's not funny. Guess what? He's not going to get likes. He's not going to get response. You responding to anybody is positive. If you respond to Trump and say he's a piece of shit, you just helped him. If you got on Trump's page every day and said, Trump, you're a piece of shit, you're ruining America, you're a liar, I'm going to post all these links of every time you were a hypocrite, you know what he does? Thank you. If some guy comes out there and cries, they don't get my fucking humor, and then a million people get on there to blow your feet up.
I know he's gotten lots of press out of this.
Yeah.
No, he's all over.
Yeah.
There's all these articles
exactly.
being written.
Exactly. So I'm not going to waste my time telling a guy he's a piece of shit because I just helped him out. And that's it. That's the logic I want everyone to learn from this. And it's an absolute logic is if you're going to waste that much time trying to call somebody out on their shit, you're helping them these days. And that's why there's a Marjorie Taylor Greene, because everyone came up and went, you're a fucking piece of shit. And then people went, whoa, everyone's mad at her. What did she do wrong? And that's how you get some shit.
Everything.
But now she gets sympathy.
What hasn't she done wrong?
I know, but
more appropriate.
But Bruce, that's the reaction that put her there. That's the reaction that put her in power.
No, she had no opponent. That's what put her in power.
No, but she'll stay there. She'll stay there forever.
What I'm saying, that's what put her in power.
She'll stay there.
I'm curious to see what happens when she runs against actual opponent.
Right now,
I'm not going to take her seriously until she beats somebody. Right now, she's just sitting there because they just gave her the fucking chair.
But remember, most people are dumb. But to individually call people, I'm going to not do. But do I think that Raphael Warnock, who was an actual church leader and
the other dumb bitch did something the other day, but I didn't see what she did.
Lauren Boebert.
Boebert, yeah, she did something. There was some articles like she can no longer keep her job. Like, and I was like,
I don't care anymore.
What did she do? It's like
no, and that's
kind of dumb shit did they say this time? Who fucking knows?
No. My thing is this: there's no such thing as bad press.
Well, I agree with the hate thing.
There's no, and that's
like Facebook. Like I'm way more famous on Facebook because of the amount of people that hate me, probably more than I am my friends. Like I just say all the time, people know me on Facebook way bigger than my friends or followers list. Like if I go into groups and shit, there's people there that know who I am and they don't follow me and they're not my fucking friends. You know what I mean? But if they see me, not anymore because I'm Adam Chancellor, but if they saw Bruce Leonard, they was like, you fucking piece of shit.
Right. And that's
they
the thing.
Fucking know who I am because I've fucking been in so many fucking internet.
Right.
Brawls with fucking Nazis and all kinds of shit.
And my thing is this. My thing is this though. You make yourself famous.
I used to look for the groups and then go in there and just troll them all until they till they all were like, I just set the group on fire.
1999. Let's return the clock back. 1999. I watched a bit from Tom Green where he walked into an open mic and he stands on the stage and everyone looks at me. He just goes, and everyone went, "Oh my God, this is awful." Now you're watching this on on MTV.
That's like Andy Kaufman would
right? Do. Ironically, and you go, "Oh, okay, so he's just annoying a bunch of people." Now you would say, "Well, that's not a
performance art."
Yeah, but for the people who were sitting in that theater, who didn't know that and weren't in on the joke.
But see, I make distinctions. Like to me, okay, like
and would that
I have different
and also,
designations of what people are doing. I don't.
Would that be hacky?
No, well, yeah, he's kind of hacking Andy Kaufman, who started that kind of comedy.
That's what I'm saying.
And to me, that's not stand-up comedy; it's performance art.
Yes.
And then there's people like Dane Cook, who I don't consider really to be stand-up comedy. It's a one-man show.
He couldn't do 5 minutes.
And it's funny and good.
I don't think he could do 5 minutes.
No, I'm saying it's a one-man show.
Yes.
Stand-up comedy is George Carlin. It's a guy with a microphone. Wait a
minute. Amber hit the nail on the head, though.
Walking around.
You remembered him,
telling jokes.
But that's the thing.
Dane Cook's got to act out all of his shit. Jump around and fucking do all his shit.
Well, here's the thing.
Which is cool, but to me, that's not stand-up comedy.
And that's fine.
It's a one-man show.
Here's the thing about you that I've always found interesting and I respect. You defend the craft.
Yes.
Thoroughly.
It's an art.
Right. Now, the problem is when you take it to social media. This is like WWE. WWE.
That's why I don't try to be quippy on social media. Like I'm not okay, I'm the internet. Well,
no. But here's what annoys me.
My stuff is way too.
So Ronda Rousey was on WWE and they said something, and I had no idea what they were referencing. And then they were talking about another wrestler, and they were like, "Oh, these two have been squabbing for weeks." And I went, "What are they talking?" I went to my buddy who's a big wrestling guy, and Marcus Dietz is a big wrestling guy. And they're like, "Dude, they're talking about social media." So now I have to watch their Twitter feed to get the backstory of their wrestling feud. And the wrestling feud that they were having was not even taped yet. They were having this wrestling feud on Twitter for a month. And I went, so wait a minute. Now I got to watch your social media feed all day to understand the backstory. I don't want to do that. I'm old school.
They want the clicks and the money.
Right. So now when you're sitting there and you're picking apart Milo Yiannopoulos because he's a piece of shit. Milo Yiannopoulos is probably a long time ago went, you know what? I probably don't even think this. Like there's a difference. We have a comedian in the circle here and he's mainstream. He's a mainstream comedian. At any point he wants, he could go play anywhere. And he's been on Comedy Central. And I'll throw his name out there, Ty Rivera. And he's conservative. But you know how far his conservatism goes in the jokes? He goes, I'm a conservative. They know I'm a fag. I go to the rallies and they're accepting of me and they want to learn more. And he just tells it as a matter of fact. So you get to know who he is. And he says it so quickly that it brings you into his world. And it it mows down the field for many other jokes.
But he's also funny.
Well, that's my point.
The point is
he did something.
He says things all the time that are over the line.
No, it wasn't over the line.
Well, not over the line, but I'm saying
but
he
made the conservative
right slant.
But he did the conservative. Yeah, but he did the conservatism.
So he gets away with it
without being obnoxious about it. Is my take on him.
That's what I mean.
Right.
No, he's funny.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
If you're funny, you could say things and get away with it.
No. But what I'm saying is,
if you're not funny, you just sound like a dick.
Well, no. Well, here's the thing.
That's my point.
But you're going to go on Twitter now, and you're going to be. And the problem is, and this is my problem with Twitter, and this is the only thing I don't think you get. I think this is the only thing you don't get in life.
I don't get.
I'll tell you exactly. There's one thing in life that you have a blind spot to is every time you run into somebody who's an imbecile, and you want to spin. I know you have the energy that you could sit there for 90 days nonstop without an hour of sleep and tell the guy he's a fuck. And you could do it without a break. I could picture you snorting 5 lines of blow going, I'm going to stay up another 10 hours.
Not anymore. The fucking blow will kill you.
Right. But I know you. I know you enough now. I know that you would, and even though I know my levels are good, I know you enough that you could sit there for fucking 9 days straight. Just all right, man. You're a fucking moron, dude. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I've been there.
All right, I know you, and I know you, and I'm the same way, which is why I like you. But what I've learned from Trump years on.
No, I've learned too. I don't do it anymore.
But the problem is there's a million other people with that mindset still out there.
What this guy?
No, Jim Gaffigan. I never knew him as a conservative. I think all behind the scenes.
Nick, that's a good point, Kareem, because Nick DiPaolo has done the same thing. We're like, he's not a comedian anymore.
He whines.
He's a fucking guy who just, he's like a Fox News host who's just up there bitching and crying and complaining. It's not funny.
So the last time,
dude, this is not funny.
So have you ever had DirecTV, Bruce? Have you ever?
You're welcome anytime, Amber.
Have you ever had DirecTV?
What?
Have you ever had DirecTV? All right,
trying for years.
All right, Access. They have a TV called I think Access Network or something like that. It's a DirecTV only channel, and Nick DiPaolo and Artie Lang had a show. And when Nick DiPaolo and Artie Lang had a show, it was funny. Nick DiPaolo quit the show because Artie was high all the time.
No, I said on Nick DiPaolo's thing, I was like, "What happened to you, man? You used to be funny,
and now
he used to be same thing. He used to be a conservative who would say things. You go, wow, this guy's a dick." But the things he was saying were funny, clever, well written. You're like, well, it's funny. Now he's not even trying. He's just like
the last joke I heard him say. And now when you said about
women are whores,
but no, not a fucking joke. No, but the one he said that was annoying. But here's the thing. I got annoyed for a minute. He goes, "Oh man, diversity is the greatest thing amongst us. All of the diversity is what brings us together. And we find common strengths in each other. Bullshit. Diversity's garbage." And I went, "That's not funny. You're just angry."
But that's what I'm saying.
But here's the thing.
He's no longer telling jokes.
No, he's not. But here's the reality.
He's just
Bruce
preaching and bitching.
Life kicked him in the ass. And yes, he will always have a core group of people that like that shit. But who's booking him for major places?
No one. That's what I'm saying.
But
now he's got one of those podcasts where he's out down in his basement with the desk.
Another Adam Carolla.
There's another guy there's a guy on Twitter named Lionel, who used to see them on TV sometimes. He's he's not quite Alex Jones, but he's kind of like that.
Yeah.
He's not quite so.
Let me tell you something.
No, I'm saying
the lizards are not quite coming in, but they're on their way.
Right. He's not quite so like Sandy Hook was fake.
The only way to get rid
of far off the edge.
The only way to get rid of the lizards, ivermectin.
But he's riding that ledge. Right.
The only way to get rid of the lizards.
He's relegated to just being on Twitter.
Yeah, I know.
And the same thing. He's got a podcast from his basement. Like if you turn on Newsmax, that's what they all are now. Yeah. Bill O'Reilly's down in his basement with the desk, piping his feed out to Fox News. Newsmax and OAN or whatever.
But that's the point. But Bruce, that's the point.
They're all just down there in the basement.
But that's the thing.
Crying and bitching.
This is why I don't want to write about them. Like here's the thing. The people I would argue with were people in my inner circle that I grew up with who turned out to be fucks like this. Now, I have people.
Well, that would be most people I went to high school
No,
with.
but no, I'll tell you right now. I don't
even talk to those
He's
people.
responded to our show once and he was pissed at us. I've had a friend. His name is Chris. I've known him since 2003. And he's a friend of mine. And I've never met him in person. And he's helped me through tough times.
Right.
When I was actually early in that 2002. My mother was dying of cancer, and at that time, I got into building computers. It's when I really first started building them.
Right.
And I remember that summer, I was building my first PC, and I wanted to play the Star Wars game, and that's how I met the guy. And he's from deep Alabama. I'm from New York. Obviously, by default, we're going to have, disagreements. He came in to watch our first show, and he saw you and me talking the way we were talking, and goes, "Oh, man, that's the kind of bullshit they spew on CNN." And his birthday was last month, and I called him up and I said, "Hey, man, happy birthday." And he goes, "Oh, well, thank you, sir." And he was but let me tell you something. I love the guy. When the SEMA car show comes, I'm taking live pictures and I'm giving him feed so he can watch and see all the cars I'm looking at. When the auto auctions come, all of that shit.
Right.
I still love the guy. I want to meet him in person one day. We have our disagreements, but I never cut him off. And he never cut me off. And God damn it, I want to say to you, and I know you're not going to watch. Maybe one day you see it. I want to say I respect that. But there was a couple of people, and these are people who were close to me, that I said, your views are so fucking out there. There was a guy I knew since I was 5. I cut him off because he was saying these fucking whores who crossed the border illegally deserved their kids stolen.
Right.
And I went, whoa, there's just nothing redeeming in that sentence. Nothing redeeming in that. And even you go,
That's
well,
pretty much saying he's almost a member of the Klan. If he's not a member of the Klan.
oh my God. Well, no, I think what happened was, and
he's not already a member. He's actively seeking
the
membership
problem was
in the local chapter.
there was when I was a kid, I was bowling for 12 years.
Dude, where I grew up from,
Yeah,
you wouldn't even imagine. You wouldn't even know.
No. Yes, I would, because you have to remember something. Just because I was
It's
in
crazy.
the suburbs of New York, one county north is basically hillbillies. One county north of where I am. So there's New York City is New York County. Westchester County is where I grew up.
This is no shit.
Putnam is north of that. Once you're in Dutchess, you're in the deep south.
This really happened.
Is that me or you?
That's my phone. This really happened. So I had to meet with these people, and I go to their place, and they were talking to some other people, so they were like, "Can you wait outside?" Right, and there's a couch. It's literally outside, like it's like an old house. Was their office, and there was a big porch, and there was this black guy that worked for them, cleaning up the place or whatever, And he was out there, and he's sitting out there. So I walked out there and I sat down. And we're just sitting out there, and you could hear them talking inside. And they're they're just like telling stories, and he's like, "Oh yeah, and then this N-word that, and this N-word that, and this N-word that," and I'm looking at the guy that works there, and I'm just looking at him, and I'm like,
"How do you deal with that?"
I'm thinking to myself, "Yeah, could you imagine having to?"
I want to address something with you.
When I went to Alabama, this is no shit.
Oh,
I did comedy in Alabama. I went to the bathroom, and there was black guys playing pool out in the bar. I went to the bathroom, and right above the urinal was written on the wall, "Die, N-words, die," And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, they gotta piss. They gotta see this. Like, they gotta live like this.
Yeah, I know.
Can you even imagine that?
Well,
I couldn't.
We have a problem.
I couldn't imagine what it would be like to have to live under that kind of, well, you have to be cautious at all times.
Yeah, I know.
Like, you never know what's going to fucking.
My thing is this.
Dude, you're surrounded by people that are fucking,
when I
don't even hide the fact that they're fucking piece of shit racist.
When I was, my friend is Puerto Rican. He passed 2 years ago. And when I got invited to his wedding, he got married in Cornell in the Finger Lakes of New York. And he told me, be very careful. I said, why? He goes, you need to go to the grocery store? Yeah, I forgot to get soap. He goes, be very careful, Rob. They're backcountry racist here.
Right.
And the woman who drove up next to me, pulled her car in the parking lot, was missing teeth. And she said, yes, comma, on her bumper sticker, I'm that kind of Republican with a Glock 9 or Smith & Wesson 9mm as the R. And she stared me down. And I got what I came to get. The cashiers, I mean, the conveyor belt on the grocery scale didn't even have a barcode scanner. It was just like,
dude, where I was in Alabama, same thing. The gas pumps still had dials.
Yeah.
Rotary dials. Remember
I mean,
those? Where the numbers were rotary dials, like it was still like that.
And that's the thing. This is America, and here's the problem. And here's the thing. Like, and I saw this on Vice News. I like Vice News. I watch it all the time. In Vice News, the majority of counties in Oregon are trying to secede and join Idaho. And the only reason they can't is because they don't make up the physical populace of the cities around Portland. So the population of Portland and the counties in Portland have a greater voting power than the majority of counties on the east.
Yeah, because they're all fucking spread out and fucking rednecks.
Right. Well, I don't care that they're rednecks. And they're like, you know what? I'm being disenfranchised because even though I'm not part of the Portland liberal elitists, but I get their frustration. They want to break off. They want to
make another state?
No, they want to make Idaho bigger. They want to just break off.
They want to cut off some Oregon territory and
half of Oregon would become part of Idaho.
Oh, why don't they?
And they're like, if you cross this river, it becomes Idaho, and we everything up to this river would be Idaho. And now here's my thing.
Fuck them, let them
right. Here's my thing. I don't like super leftist people. I don't like super right people.
Well, Portland's fucked up.
Yeah,
and I'm a people would say whatever they want to say about me. Oh, I'm some
hipster bums,
crazy leftist.
Portland is full of hipster bums. They're pulling.
No, I'm just saying it's fucked up. Like it's too far liberal.
Yes, Portland is full of shithead
it's
hipster bums.
It's like too much radical on either side is bad. That's what I'm saying. That's why I
Yes.
don't like the two-party system, because it
Fist.
forces people into radicalism. It's
Yes.
like you're either on this side or you're on this side, and there is no in between. You know, well, that forces you to more and more extreme positions.
Well, no, Bruce.
You know.
It comes full circle. The more liberal you become, the more conservative you become. Because today's ultra progressive was the '90s conservative who wanted you.
No, because I personally agree with a lot of the progressive.
To a degree.
You know, I want socialized medicine.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what we were talking about earlier, where we're sitting here and we want to skewer a guy because he made a shitty joke. Fine, I don't give a fuck. This is how much I care.
Well, like I said, I didn't ever say one time that they should cancel the guy.
No, but
or that he should stop doing what he's doing.
I would say
I just said write better fucking jokes,
Kareem,
and people won't get pissed off.
This is the way. This is my viewpoint. And I know a few people who are insanely progressive, not about the environment, not about socialized medicine, not about those things, but when they start critiquing everything, I go, you know what? You're a conservative now. You are a '90s conservative.
Like one time,
you were the kind of conservative. Wait, you're the kind of conservative that didn't want Howard Stern on the radio because you thought that he was a bad influence on society when all you had to do was change the knob. Now you're sitting there and you go,
well, that's what's funny about cancel culture. They're all crying about cancel culture. It's like, well, who tried to cancel fucking jazz, blues, rock and roll? Who tried to cancel fucking Will and Grace? Or, you know, who tried to...
Well, right.
Who's out there driving fucking bulldozers over people's CDs and shit?
Right,
you know,
right. Well, that was
music,
right. I know.
Like that canceling was their move.
Right, but that was also... But now think about it. Who complains about cancel culture? Jerry Seinfeld complains about cancel culture because he doesn't want to play a university because they think what he's saying is too edgy and racist. Jerry Seinfeld is milquetoast as they get. And that's one thing that Bill Maher talks about. Well, that's not a political ideology. That's a cultural critique. Yeah, but the problem, you're fine. There's a critique. But when you get to the point where you go, I don't want this guy around, he's too extreme.
But no, but see, I never said that.
No, I know.
What I said was,
I know you never did.
Please take the name comedian off your fucking title because that's not what you're doing.
But
if you want to be a comedian, you got to be funny.
No,
and if you're not going to be funny, you're just going to be a fucking.
But this is my problem.
Who just says fucking edgy shit?
But wait a minute,
you're not a comedian.
You did not. But what was the goal? Here's the thing: in protecting your craft and taking pride in it, you did the opposite effect because you put the guy on blast. Someone's going to come to his defense, and it builds his credibility. Because you
know what's funny? Nobody came to his defense.
Maybe. I hope not. But
I get like
I hope not.
likes on my shit.
Well, here's the thing. If Guy Fieri tomorrow decided to go, hey man, we're gonna take these niggas to Flavortown, I'd be like, whoa, Guy Fieri, no. That's not how you. I'd go, holy fuck, man, no, fuck are you doing, man? No. But when you fail in comedy and something doesn't work, it doesn't work. And I go, okay, I'm going to say that shit again. But Seinfeld, is he a fucking snowflake? I don't think he's a snowflake. I'm thinking he's looking at this, Kareem, from the perspective of this guy has been a centrist comic and even a light-hearted comic for his entire career. The only time he did...
That's what I thought was funny when he said it. I was like, he doesn't even tell political jokes.
No.
Like, so what is he worried about?
The far right are not the same. The far right get their way.
No, you know what he's mad about is because there are some liberal kids who will bring up the fact that he was dating that chick when she was 17. Hold on a second.
Wait, the far right are not the same. Okay. The far right get their way. I don't exist in this country anymore. The far left get their way. Everyone has healthcare, housing, and good food as a human right. Wait, I don't understand this. Hold on a second. Wait a minute.
No, he's saying if they get their way.
Right. Well, no. By the way,
if the far right got their way, Kareem wouldn't exist in this country anymore. If the far right or far left got their way, he'd get healthcare and housing and all the fucking
But no,
shit.
Kareem is saying, wow, my old joke. No. But here's the thing. It's
what's hilarious.
It's not that Seinfeld's jokes aren't funny anymore. It's that people were complaining that they thought that he couldn't, appear somewhere.
No, what I think is, like I said,
they are to me.
There are some of these kids who will call him out for dating that young girl. And maybe he doesn't want to come across that. And that's why he doesn't want to go to
my thing is
because when he said that, I was like, his material is not like Who would go like, oh my God, I can't believe Seinfeld just said that.
That's what we're talking about, Kareem. That's all I'm
Oh,
saying.
but did you hear what he said about airplane food? Oh my God.
What is it about socks?
Right. Who could fucking, did you hear that peanut butter bit? Holy shit.
No, but no, my thing is this. When
He doesn't have to do a goddamn thing. All he sits around at home and checks just appear in his mailbox.
Right, no, but he still wants to write material.
Yeah, we all want to perform.
Right.
That's why Chappelle quit the Chappelle show, because he knew that if he kept doing it,
hacky.
he could never perform. No, because
those jokes
he was going to get so big that he couldn't do stand-up anymore. It was already happening.
He took his career and he took it in a different direction, and he redefined it
went
and
back to
retooled it,
stand-up.
and it worked better for him. It made him better than he ever was.
He went back to stand-up.
Right. My thing is this.
He decided that that's what he loved more than anything, and if he couldn't do that, then he probably couldn't live.
I'm gonna defend Seinfeld in the sense that he looked at it and he goes, "Wait, if I'm a comedian and they're saying I can't play a play at any certain places anymore because I'm too edgy for some people, that's bad. Especially if you're a person who believes in the freedom of speech and the freedom to be able to go out there and deliver something." As the other thing, I don't like critiquing a guy to death, especially a guy who's been successful and is milk toast. You know, if his jokes are old and dusty, that's one thing. But if you're complaining about the content of his jokes, that they're offensive.
But who's complaining about Seinfeld's content? That's what I'm saying.
I didn't. Okay, apparently, he's saying, because Bill Maher was talking about this, that Seinfeld said this. Actually, I watched Seinfeld say this on Stern, and I watched Seinfeld say it on Bill Maher. It was like, you know what? I can't play places anymore because people are getting offended. And I'm like, wait, Stern said this. You're offending people? Who? And that's what I don't like about that far left of progressives.
I have yet to come across that.
Good. I hope you don't.
I hope nobody does. And I'm way more offensive than Seinfeld. I promise you that.
No. Here's on. This is right, Kareem. You're right.
See, I'm the. I tell people this all the time. I came up in, well, you know where I came up,
right?
I came up in Kentucky. In Ohio, I'm driving around in the backwoods of Kentucky doing stand-up comedy shows. And I never I mean, standing in a VFW hall or whatever and looking at the audience and going, oh man, these people are they're gonna love me, but never once have I gone, I need to do something different.
Well, and
I go, you know what? They're gonna get the show. This is the show that I do, and this is what they're gonna get. And then some of them will like me and some of them won't. And some of them might get offended or pissed off. And you know what? I don't fucking care.
Here's the problem. The problem
these are the jokes that I have written.
They even did this on Vice News. They basically said that at certain college campuses, there are certain comedians who are just not allowed to even attend because the students have become so insulated that they don't get nuance, they don't get subtlety, humor's going over their head. And I'm going, you know what?
Well, that's a problem in the culture.
That's exactly.
That has nothing to do with me.
But
that's why I'm standing up here.
And that's my thing. It's like
to point this out.
Exactly. So if Seinfeld goes, I'm a little annoyed that there's places now that I can't play because a handful of the people are so sheltered that they can't even get socks. What's with socks? What do you mean? Some sock manufacturers are trying their darndest. It's like, yes, but that's not.
No, you're right. No,
I don't think it's a bullshit talking point.
He's correct.
What?
These people play these colleges too.
Some of them do, but some of them don't. I don't think that's a bullshit talking point at all.
I said that's what he said. He's like, it's a bullshit. They're hiding behind it for some reason. So I said.
So do you think
Seinfeld doesn't like I said, those kids yelling out to him that he fucking.
Well, Chris Rock was also saying that there's a lot of people who are like, I can't play at those places because the kids are too insulated and they're too insular and they a lot of stuff. And there's a lot of people I know.
I used to do West Virginia.
Amber, I love you.
I used to do West Virginia University like 2 times a year.
Hearts on Amber.
Stay away from her.
Richard fucking who's Richard?
Anyway.
All right. Is it
no, I'm just playing.
No, isn't it an inside joke or?
Yes.
Okay.
I've known her for a long time.
No, she's great. She's great.
Yes. Exactly.
Right. No, I mean,
I've known her for years.
Okay.
Years.
She's great. She's great.
We've been Facebook friends for a long time. I used to do West Virginia University 2 times a year, and I never had no problem with it. I've never
You
seen
just said
anybody.
West Virginia University.
No, but it's
Now
it's a fucking university.
Now go to.
No, I never go to Berkeley or something.
Right.
Try to do my shit at
Right.
UC Berkeley.
But that's the thing. And
UCLA or
this is.
But I would.
This is
Someone would.
Richard Spencer. Why? Well, Richard Spencer. Why is that name ringing a bell? I should know
Because
this
he's
name.
a white supremacist.
Oh
piece of shit.
yeah.
He was crying just the other day, like his life's falling apart. His wife's divorcing him, and he lost his job, and nobody will fucking nobody wants to talk to him or be associated with him because
Here's my thing.
because he's a Nazi piece of shit.
Here's my thing.
Same thing. He made a living for years being a provocateur, going around the country pissing people off.
Well,
That's what he did.
Well, you know what?
He's like, I'm standing up for the white race.
Milo Yiannopoulos.
And then-
Milo Yiannopoulos went
And
to
now
Berkeley,
his
and they
life
practically
is
threw
ruined.
bricks at him.
Yes.
My thing is this.
Which they should. Fuck
Right.
him.
Yes. My thing is this. When you're throwing bricks at a Milo Yiannopoulos, I get that he's a piece of shit for the sake of being a piece of shit. That's his bread and butter, and you don't want to
I
go.
don't know about throwing the bricks.
But I'm saying rhetorically. But when you're a Jerry Seinfeld type, and you're thinking, even if you're thinking, "Wow, this is getting bad," there's got to be a line in between. But I know some progressive people that are ultra conservative, that they're coming full around and they've become ultra conservative in their thinking, where they want to censor everything and prevent people from being able to express an idea. And I've met these people. I'm not going to say, Kareem, that they don't exist. Kamal Bell, I've seen him, disapproved of all that shit about Berkeley.
Well, there's always been this fucking bullshit conservative myth that all colleges are just liberal indoctrination centers where they teach you liberalism and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, what it does is teaches you that, you don't have to live in an all-white neighborhood to be fucking, you can have colored friends. There can be diversity. All of a sudden, you're a liberal. All of a sudden,
no. And I'm going to say,
what do you mean you got a black friend?
No. I'm going to go back to what I was talking about earlier. Vice News did a piece on this, and they went to a majority girls campus, and the stuff that this comedian was doing was oh my god, it was
the
awful.
Proud Boys show up, right? They start a fight. And then they try to sell it in the media like, look at these anti-fascists starting fucking fights. And you're like, well, the Proud Boys kind of started the fight, but they don't ever really, they just go, oh, then erupted into violence,
Amber's on she's on point. She's on point.
Yes, she's my fucking friend.
Yeah, she's on point. No, she's got all the ducks in a row. Look, there are nuances to everything. What's happening now is this. There are some people out there, and I believe this, and you can tell me I'm wrong. There are people who are so goddamn progressive that they've come around full circle, and they're bleeding into conservative territory. There are conservatives who
what they're doing is becoming radicalized leftists.
Right, but that bleeds into conservative mindset. And there's actually and now the opposite is true. There are conservatives out there.
No, what it is
there are conservatives out there.
Authoritarianism. Only they want their authoritarian.
Right. But right.
Instead of a Trump.
But it's still. But it's the same. It's the same mechanisms.
That's what I mean. It's extremism.
Yeah. There's also conservatives out there who've become so far out there that they want complete anarchy. There's guys calling themselves American nationals, that they want to renounce the United States government, live by their own set of rules, and call themselves American nationals. You can look this up. There's people out there calling themselves American nationals where they don't have to abide by any government rules set out by any state, any federal or local government. And those people are super liberal.
Listen, Kareem, I'm not conflating or defending anything. What I'm saying is they're extremists.
Yes, there are.
Side.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. The extremists.
Who's better, who's worse.
I'm not talking about. Hey, look.
What I'm saying is those are the people that are causing the fucking problems. The fucking crazy people from either, they're way over here, they're way over here. The real place to be is somewhere in the middle.
No, but you could be edgy, Kareem, and you could say, hey, look, man. I want universal health care. I want there to be clean air. I want all of these social things that our country, our society needs, not just America, but the world. And I would go, that's not extreme. That's where we should be striving to. But then there's also the extreme of someone going, oh my God, that guy told a rape joke. Destroy him. And I'm like, no, just ignore him. It will resolve itself. This is like what I was saying to Bruce 2 weeks ago. There's a guy that Bruce is, from where Bruce grew up, and he thinks, and I call him Evil Bruce. And I just ignore him. I just ignored him. And once I ignored him, oh my God, he got so angry with me, and I kept ignoring him, and it solved itself. And you're right, centrism is complacency, but
you have a tendency to do that all the time.
But what?
Like that's not really even relevant.
What? What? Ignoring a guy?
To this fucking conversation.
Who? Me?
That particular fucking incident.
Well, no, because he came back at
me
me when you weren't around. And once I ignored
heard
him,
about it.
And I resolved my problem because I ignored him, and he had no fuel. I took away his fuel. I took the wind out of his sails. And that's what I'm saying to do. That's what I'm saying to do, Kareem, is that there are some people.
That is what they do.
Exactly. So I'm not going to.
Is fucked up.
I'm not going to participate.
To the show the next time, and the fucking auditorium's empty.
Right.
There's nobody there.
Good. And that's all.
And then he goes, "Oh, I got canceled." Like, no, people just decided they didn't want to hear you anymore.
Paradox.
That you're a fucking dick.
I'll look at that. I'll look at that, Kareem. I respect that. Look at that. What I'm saying is, though, there are extremes out there.
No, I'm not. I didn't say I was centrist either.
No.
There's things I want that we don't have, but I'm also not like all the way over here. Like, remember when? I don't know if you remember.
You're a gun owner, for the love of God.
Yes, I have guns, but
I'm saying you're not
from Kentucky.
You're not
they give you one when you're fucking born. They give you a Bible and a gun. It didn't really take.
My teeth aren't as white as they were 2 weeks ago.
What I'm saying is, there was a guy.
I love Amber. I got to meet. Oh my God.
I do too.
Oh my God. Amber, you're great.
There's
it's a wimpy.
Fucking thirsty Rob over here, fucking slurping and drooling.
What?
It's like, oh yeah,
No, she's on point. She's like firing on all cylinders,
awesome.
Man.
No, the kid that was what's that kid's name? It was John Connor, the kid.
Oh, that actor.
Yeah.
He's
fucking kid.
Fucked.
He was fucked up. But well, when he was fucked up, he's in Cincinnati. He got arrested because he was drunk, and he was like, "I'm gonna free the lobsters from the lobster tank at the fucking Kroger's," and he's like that's stupid, too liberal, it's like
Edward Furlong.
Right, Edward Furlong. There's a good example of like that guy. That's a little over the top, liberalism. Like, oh, then free these lobsters. Like,
hold on a second. Let's do it. We haven't done a full picture.
Or people that think, stand-up like lobsters should have civil rights and shit, like too liberal.
There we go. There's Edward Furlong. That's that's right. John Connor.
Right. He was drunk at the Kroger's in Cincinnati and got arrested for, like I said, he's like, "I'm going to free these lobsters from the lobster tank." It's like,
well, I don't think that's liberalism. I think he's just a fuck.
No, that's an example of extreme fucking leftist liberalism. Like people that are like, "Oh, they're gonna
just high,
break into fucking, some place where they have animals and fucking free all the animals," which that sucks. But if you're dedicating your terrorist activities to
Kareem, that's not liberalism, that's being stupid. But here he is. That was him in Terminator.
Yes,
and here he is now. Look at this guy. And who also fucked up his life?
Well, he's all fucked up on he's all
Bam
drunk.
Margera.
Fucked up on drugs.
Bam Margera is fucked.
He's like a Walking Dead, dude.
Oh, but you know what? He got kicked out of Jackass 4 because he wouldn't take a drug test.
No, I know.
He thought that was like Nazi shit, and he was like, "I'm not."
No, he's like, "I don't want to show you how many drugs I've been doing."
It's like Johnny Knoxville's a Nazi. I want to break off
either way
and pay our respects to an actor. A
Omar.
couple of days ago, Michael K. Williams died.
Yeah,
Michael K. Williams.
Omar from The Wire.
Was Omar from The Wire.
And Chalky White. Omar from The Wire. He was a great fucking actor, man.
And he was fucking amazing. And also, if you'd ever seen Boardwalk Empire, he was
Chalky White.
He was Chalky White, and well, I ain't building no bookcase. Chalky White was one of my favorite characters. Yes. He was in a lot. He was in that. He was in the night before. The night of. The night of. Oh, you saw that?
With John Turturro.
How good was that?
No, it was good. But he was in that. He played the guy in the prison
who basically
he helped
saved
him out.
The other guy.
Yeah, saved his ass.
How good was that?
Without him, he would have been fucked. So hard.
By the way, the Indian woman in that, I'm usually not
Literally.
attracted to Indian woman. The Indian woman in The Night Of is gorgeous. And then that hot little secretary outfit she's wearing, I would destroy
Here's the Indian
her.
woman that's gorgeous. Is the one that was in the one that's in all the HBO stuff. She was in Rome. She's in
Oh my god! But she
she's
was
in
oh
Game
my-
of Thrones. She played
her.
she played Idris Elba's wife on Luther.
Is she the one who gets decapitated at the end of Game of Thrones?
No, she played what's his name? Oberyn's girlfriend.
Hold on. Game of Thrones. Oberyn wife.
Yes.
Hold on.
Yes, there she is.
Oh, her?
Yeah.
Nah, she was. I
She's
didn't like
just
her.
something about her, man.
I was not attracted
She's
to her
sexy.
at all. I mean, I get it. Because they put her out there
Yeah,
like she was
I
just
think
down the
she's-
fuck
I
all the
think she's-
time.
Well, that's her character
Yeah, I know, and I just
in
didn't.
that. But no, I said she played Luther's wife
She
in
didn't do it for me.
Luther, and she was also in Rome. You ever seen Rome?
No.
Dude, it's really good.
Hold on.
It's on HBO. I don't know. Oh, geez. I thought she was sexy.
Who was Game of Thrones? Who was the who was the main woman in Game of Thrones? Not the Dragon Queen, but the other one. Lena Headey.
Oh no. She always plays a bitch
Oh my god.
in every movie.
No, oh my god.
Like, we need a real bitch. Call up Lena Headey.
I would first of all, I'm not even going to show you her.
Yes, that's the Queen for 300. That's Lena Headey.
Yes. And she was, first of all, she wasn't a bitch in 300. She was
No, that's like the only thing.
no, and
After that, they discovered like, oh, she can play a real
no, first
bitch.
of all, oh my god, she's hot. She's fucking gorgeous hot.
Dude, there was a story about her where like she only had
Smoking.
like $5. She was going through this big divorce, and like because of all this shit that had happened, and she had to pay all these legal fees and pay her husband for divorcing and all that shit. She was down to like
Come on,
$5.
dude. Oh my god, she's
No, she's hot.
She's 5'5" too. Oh my god, that's like right up my alley. That works for me. That works for me.
Right up the alley where I paid $25 a blowjob.
You wish, man. There's inflation now. No, but she was in The Purge, and she was the wife in The Purge, and she put on an American.
Yes.
And yeah, she looks amazing as a brunette. She's so much hotter as a brunette. Here's my thing. I'll say this right now: blonde hair, brown eyes, black or brunette hair, blue eyes. Anyone, green eyes.
You like mix and matched it. You like switched it.
Yeah.
I
I don't
like the blonde hair, blue eyes.
No, don't like
It's
that.
gotta have blonde hair and brown eyes, and then I like the black hair girl to have blue eyes.
Tell me right now.
I
that's
like
not
those
hot.
dogs that have one eye that's one color and the other eye is one.
No.
color.
She's got these aqua eyes. She's got the dark hair. She's just like, it's not even in the sense that you want to fuck her. It's more in the sense like I want to paint her. I want to like grab pastels and I want to draw her.
That's fucked up. You see, because I'm not. I mean, I see what you're saying, but I'm still like, oh yeah, fuck her. Like,
No, I would want to just draw her. I would be like, I want to
right,
draw
Amber? It's like you had a Mr. Potato Head, and he just mixed up all the fucking parts. And he's like, well, I don't like how this came. I mixed these
No.
together over here.
This is perfect. This is
Some
perfect. The
Frankenstein
green
woman
eyes.
that you could never find in a bar.
She's right there. There she is. Courtney Cox. Courtney Cox was blue eyes and black hair. That was hot. Courtney Cox was not now. Now she's a train wreck. Now she looks like a sloppy drunk. But Courtney
Right?
Cox.
They paint me like one of your French girls. Oh, oui, madame. To lay back. It was.
I mean, not Courtney Cox now. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. I know.
Man, she carved up her face too much for me.
Yeah, and then she.
I don't like. See, that's what I mean. Like, I don't like the face carving. If she just left herself alone, she would have been fine.
Yeah,
To just age gracefully, please.
Yeah, because here's what she did. That's not carving her face up. That's fillers. It's all fillers. That's Botox. She
No,
did
that's what I'm
Botox.
saying is.
So this is aging gracefully, and you're like,
Right, she's still pretty.
This
And then you're like, oh my God, you look like a monstrosity all of a sudden.
yeah, that is just that's oh my god, because she wants to get rid of the wrinkles.
Are you allergic to shrimp? Like,
Yeah.
It's like,
Hey,
what?
shellfish kicking your
Where's
ass.
Your face is all fucking puffed up.
No. By the way, on the right, I've got no problem. I don't care. I'm not asking her age. This woman, I'm not asking her age. This
No, I
woman,
do her.
Yeah.
She still looks good.
but I think the right picture was the after, because I think what she did was she saw how fucked up she looked, and then she
But
was
hey, man,
like,
you better take this out. Like,
yeah.
whatever you did. Like,
yeah, like this is and this is, but you know who to me disappeared and aged not kind of questionably, Matthew Perry.
Fat and shit.
But this is
He was
like,
drinking all the time. They said,
and like this is her in between where it's like
he
this-
was a drunk.
but like I don't know.
Dude, being a drunk, fucking take it out of you, man.
And like over here, she's like in the middle where like some of that Botox is wearing off.
Right.
And now what
That's like when I say is like her face looks uneven in that picture.
right.
Like,
But here's my thing. Here, I'm gonna go. You're a handsome woman.
no, I'm like,
you're a handsome woman.
I don't understand it. I don't know why people do that to themselves. I don't know how you can look yourself in the mirror and be like,
You know why? I
yes, yes, I look great. Yes, this is what the people want. Just like, it's not.
Hold on. Now, granted, did we expect her to look like this forever? No. Did we want to fuck her ridiculously? Yes. Courtney Cox.
Until Jennifer
love
Aniston
you,
walked in the room.
No.
And then you're like, oh, who was that?
Yeah, no. The whole point was that was
Like,
when
look
you
at
were,
her
no.
tits.
Wait a minute.
Holy shit. I just
When
remember thinking that
Friends
all the
came
time.
out.
When Friends came out, every time Jennifer Aniston walked in the room, like,
No,
look
wait
at
a
that
minute.
rat.
No. When Friends came out, that was the long debate was who would you rather fuck, Courtney Cox or Jennifer
It's
Aniston?
not even a debate.
It was that was a 50-50 draw back then. Back then, that was
No
a 50-50
way.
draw. The only reason you're saying that now is because Jennifer Aniston still looks hot.
No, I remember the show itself.
No, I'm telling you right
And
now.
I remember it going, you already knew who she was.
No, this.
You didn't know who Jennifer Aniston was when Friends came out.
Who the fuck was Courtney Cox?
She was around. She was in that video, Bruce Springsteen video, Dancing in the Dark.
Oh, please. That doesn't
And then-
count for shit.
No, what I'm saying is she was in some
Nobody knew
other
her.
show. I knew who she was. So I was a little older than you. Maybe I was paying more attention.
Maybe.
And I keep trying to tell you, it's like I've been following and being involved in the fucking show business my
Hold on
fucking
a second.
entire life,
Hold on.
which involves watching television, and
Oh, please. That's come on. That's
knowing who people are.
That's no. First of all, wait a minute.
Yes,
Those two women, all three of these women. The whole point of this show back then was we're going to grab three ridiculously.
see, I never
hot
was
women.
into Lisa Kudrow.
No, fine. But those two women, that was a draw,
no,
man.
no.
That was a
you asked my
draw.
fucking opinion. Your opinion is it's a draw.
Back then.
And what I'm telling you is every time Jennifer Aniston walked onto the screen at that time, when I was young and shit, you'd be like, wow,
Everybody.
that fucking rat.
Fine.
And I would forget
Well,
all about everybody
everybody-
else or whatever else was going on in the show and go, man, I really
No,
want to fuck
those
that chick.
two women, when I was growing up, those two women were a draw. You could.
It's
there was-
called Cocoon, Amber.
Right. All right. But those two women back in the day were a draw. The only reason why people say that now is because she still looks relatively like this, and they do not.
Yeah, but I don't give a fuck about now.
I understand that.
I'm talking about even then.
I think.
Tell you the truth, I never was big into Courtney Cox.
No,
Personally.
but these
I
two
never
were
thought.
the draw.
But I said, I was like, when Jennifer Aniston, I remember that. I remember
what'd
going,
you say?
who the fuck is that?
In
It's like,
early seasons, Monica hands down. Last season, Rachel. Yes, I will go with that.
it's
I
like
will go with
it's
that.
like
I will. Amber's on fire, dude. Amber's on fire, man. She's like fire. Yes, no, I'm not saying back then and now, but when that show came
you
out,
asked me what I
no,
thought.
and
what
I'm
saying is,
saying, and
when Jennifer, it was like the first time I ever saw Charlize Theron. You see, you go, who the fuck is that?
oh yeah, no doubt.
I never seen her before. Whoa!
But I never knew.
And I had never seen Jennifer Aniston.
I
except
never
for
knew
to
who
friends.
did, but yeah.
And I go, who the fuck is that?
When I was growing up,
Where did she come from?
and maybe this is the difference in her age. When I was growing up, everybody in my groups, in my class, in my circles were like, holy shit. And by the way, South Park did not sing about Jennifer Aniston. They sang about Courtney Cox. They made a Courtney Cox song. like South Park, like Trey and from South Park had Broflovsky go, Courtney Cox, I love you, you're so hot on that show, and he's dancing around in the South Park movie because Courtney Cox was fucking, oh my god, dude.
Everybody's entitled to their own.
No, I'm just saying, dude.
Yes.
Oh my god, I would
and
not.
in that fucking when whoever made that Black Widow outfit for her, holy shit. That was I remember that too. First time I ever seen Scarlett Johansson jump out in that tight ass black fucking. You're like, holy shit.
yes. Scarlett Johansson would ready.
Like I always thought she was hot, but god damn, like.
Here's what annoyed me about the
super
Avengers.
hot right now. Like,
why did they make her hair blonde in the Avengers big movie? I never understood that. Why did they do that? That shit annoyed me. Like they just got lazy at one point. They're just like, fuck it. Hold on. Now this is what they look like now, and
that's what I said. Like they don't look. You're like, oh, Jennifer Aniston. If that's her, then
no. Well, the joke is they're switching outfits. They're trying to.
I know, but still.
No, Jennifer Aniston
they
now
look like some grannies. Like.
No, are you your fucking gourd, Bruce?
Not that you wouldn't do them, but I'm saying
she doesn't look like a granny.
They don't look like Jennifer, they just look like what they just showed.
Jennifer Aniston looks almost the same. Are you out of your mind? Courtney Cox had to do fillers because she thought she was getting old. Jennifer Aniston never. Have you ever?
I gotta go.
Holy shit! Jennifer Aniston would get destroyed.
Whatever. You've already fucking said that I mean, it's very easy to ascertain that you are more into Courtney Cox.
No,
which is cool.
You didn't listen. You gotta listen. I said it was a draw back then. Back then, when Friends first came out,
everyone. You gotta listen. It's everybody's personal fucking opinion.
Fine, but
who they want to fuck or who they don't want to fuck.
No, but you didn't hear what I said. You said, "Oh, I like her." No, I said back then when Friends came out, everyone was like, "This is a fucking draw, man." It's like, whoa, these two women are so hot, we can't decide which one we'd rather have. And then what they did was they started sexualizing Rachel more, and Courtney Cox became more just the kind of shoulder to cry on nerd character. So they started sexualizing Jennifer Aniston. They had the episode where she was in a nightie, and the whole episode where she was wearing lingerie and high heels. And I'm like, oh my God. And that was one of the later episodes, later seasons. And I was like, yes, they separated the two characters and they established one as the dominant hot one. And I'm like, whoa, now there was separation.
And this is stuck into your craw for years, and like
no, it's not a craw. I'm just saying.
Now, like
I'm just saying.
Goddamn travesty of justice.
No, I'm not. Oh my God, you do not listen. This is like you gotta listen and understand what I'm saying to respond.
Man. It's fucking be funny, like that's all. But
no, a comic says something.
But what I'm saying is,
we must cancel him.
I didn't say that. Once again, I never said that.
No, but that's what people are saying, and that's why I'm like, I don't need to respond to the guy on Twitter. I don't need to tell the people about how shitty they are. I just go, you know what? You're right. Next time you speak, no one will be there to watch you, and you'll learn. Oh my God! And by the way, and this was the other thing. This was that first season. She definitely had nose work done. That's
there's no doubt about that.
She had nose work done because that's season 1, and you're like destroying her, and she's Barbara Streisand's daughter. Because she looks like Barbara Streisand.
Kind of looks like Streisand, yeah.
And they
no, she definitely got a nose job.
Yeah, but this was right out the gate, and you're like, oh my God, and then it shifted. They switched pole positions.
I don't know.
But yeah, and Meet the Millers, when Jennifer Aniston's hitting the pole.
That rat gives you a good...
But in Meet the Millers, which was like 5 years ago, when she's doing the stripping, the striptease with Jennifer Aniston. And then when Jennifer Aniston is in a Horrible
Boss.
Yeah. Oh my God. Even brunette Jennifer Aniston. If that was my boss and I'm a dental hygienist and she wants to fuck me all day, oh, fuck you, Charlie Day. You fucking nitwit.
What's funny about that movie when he was like, no.
I'm like, I would bring, and then she wanted to fuck the wife.
Like, are you fucking gay, dude? What the fuck?
I would be like, hold on.
No, we can't do this.
Hold on. Let me Rudy Giuliani these pants.
Come on, man.
I can't get the pants off.
All right, I gotta go do champagnes.
All right.
And I won't be here next week because I'm doing the 18 bin finally.
All right, so I'm
either Mike Tran's show at the 18 bin next week.
And
let me
play your music. You're
And I'm off to see or off to run champagnes tonight.
I'm not feeling 100%. Fucking fatigued.
Thank you.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get that day next week, so I can do it. And I will be there. But I gotta wake up really early, and I will be doing more shows.
And that wise guy club open tonight. So I'm gonna have to go down there at some point to at least show my.
Tell me what it's like.
Well, I gotta at least go check it out.
Tell me what it's like. Maybe I want to go out, but I'm not feeling 100%.
Thank you, Amber and Julia and Kareem. We love you guys.
And we want you all to come by, and you're welcome in this house to join us. I want to look in your eyes. I want to see what you see.
We will be back. I don't know when.
So I'll let you know
next
week, and if not,
we'll
figure
switch
it out.
the day or something.
All right.
We'll figure it out.
Good.